What if some vegetables could live longer than you do? Sounds unbelievable. But if you skip this video, you might keep wasting time and money every single growing season. I planted these 10 vegetables 6 years ago. Since then, I haven't bought a single seed. These aren't fruit trees or berry bushes. They're everyday vegetables you already eat quietly, coming back year after year. Like they never got the memo they were supposed to die. Most gardeners are stuck in the same cycle. Buy seeds, plant water, harvest, then start over again. It feels normal because everyone does it. But normal doesn't mean necessary. There's a smarter way to garden plant once harvest for years. In this video, I'll show you 10 of the most powerful perennial vegetables you can grow at home. Some will feed you for 5 years, others for 20, and a few might honestly outlive you. Stick around until the end, because the last 2 plants could completely change the way you think about gardening. And before we jump in, what time are you watching this and where are you watching from? Drop it in the comments. You might just find someone in your city who thinks about gardening and life exactly the way you do. Plant 1. Artichokes. Most people see artichokes at the grocery store and think they're some kind of exotic luxury. But here's the truth. This plant is one of the most rewarding things you can put in your garden. Artichokes are true perennials in zones 7 and above. Plant them once in a sunny spot with well-drained soil, and they come back every year for 5 to 7 years without replanting. Each mature plant produces up to 30 artichokes per season. That's real consistent food production from a single investment. Now, let's talk nutrition. Artichokes are loaded with fiber, antioxidants, vitamin C, and folate. They're one of the highest antioxidant vegetables on the planet. Great for liver health and digestion. And because you're harvesting fresh, rather than buying stored produce, you're getting nutrients at their peak. They love full sun, tolerate drought once established, and actually get more productive as they mature. Bigger every year means bigger harvests every year. One planting, years of superfood. That's artichokes. Plant 2. Egyptian walking onions. Egyptian walking onions are the most self-sufficient vegetable I've ever grown. And once you understand how they work, you'll wonder why every garden doesn't have them. These onions grow small bulb clusters right at the top of their stalks. As those clusters get heavier, the stalk naturally bends towards the ground, and the bulbs replant themselves. Your onions literally walk across your garden bed and multiply on their own every single season. They thrive in almost any soil condition, tolerate partial shade, and need virtually zero maintenance once established. Cold winters don't bother them. Poor soil doesn't stop them. They just keep going. They're packed with quercetin, vitamin C, and sulfur compounds, the same powerful compounds in regular onions that support immune function and heart health. You can harvest the underground bulbs, the top bulbs, and even the green stalks. Plant once. Harvest forever. Egyptian walking onions deliver exactly that. Plant 3. Garlic chives. If you love garlic flavor but hate the work of planting and peeling garlic every season, garlic chives are about to become your new best friend. Garlic chives are fully perennial, incredibly low maintenance, and produce flat green leaves with a gentle garlic flavor almost year-round. Unlike regular garlic, you don't dig them up. You just snip the leaves and they grow back within days. The white flowers they produce in late summer are also completely edible. Delicate, beautiful, and slightly sweet. They thrive in full sun to partial shade, tolerate heat better than most herbs, and actually prefer warmer climates. They'll naturalize in your garden over time, meaning they spread and fill empty spaces on their own. Garlic chives are rich in vitamin K, vitamin C, folate, and allicin, the same powerful compound in garlic that supports cardiovascular health, fights inflammation, and boosts immunity. Studies suggest regular consumption helps lower blood pressure and cholesterol naturally. One small clump of garlic chives today becomes a permanent productive corner of your garden within 2 seasons. 0 replanting. Maximum flavor. Plant 4. Watercress. Most people only see watercress as a fancy garnish in restaurants, but this plant is one of the most nutrient-dense vegetables on Earth, and it grows itself once you give it the right conditions. Watercress is a perennial in mild climates and self-seeds aggressively in colder areas, which means it practically behaves like a perennial everywhere. Its ideal home is anywhere consistently moist, near a stream, a pond edge, or even a container kept constantly wet. If you have a boggy corner of your yard that nothing else will grow in, watercress will absolutely thrive there. It grows fast, spreads naturally, and bounces back quickly after every harvest. Keep cutting it, and it keeps producing all season long. Gram for gram, watercress ranks among the top vegetables in the world for nutrient density. It's exceptionally high in vitamin K, vitamin C, calcium, and powerful antioxidants called isothiocyanates, compounds shown in research to have strong anti-cancer properties. It also supports bone health, eye health, and thyroid function. Fresh, peppery, and incredibly good for you. Watercress earns its place in any permanent garden. Plant 5. Caucasian spinach. Regular spinach gives up the moment summer arrives. It bolts, turns bitter, and suddenly you're back at the garden center buying more seeds. Again, Caucasian spinach doesn't do any of that. This climbing perennial grows long vines up to 10 feet, covered in soft spinach-flavored leaves that keep producing even when temperatures are at their worst. Train it up a trellis or fence, and it basically feeds you from above. When winter hits, it dies back quietly. But come spring, those roots push new growth right back up like nothing happened. The flavor is mild, fresh, and works beautifully in salads, stir-fries, smoothies, or anywhere you'd normally use spinach. And because you're harvesting it at peak freshness, your body gets the full benefit: iron for energy, calcium for strong bones, and vitamin A for healthy eyes and skin. It's genuinely one of the most practical greens you can grow. Less space, less watering, less replanting, more food. That's the deal with Caucasian spinach. We're halfway through and things are about to get really interesting. Before we keep going, quick favor. Hit that like button if this is opening your eyes to a whole new way of gardening. And drop a comment. Which vegetable on this list surprised you most? I genuinely want to know. Plant 6. Turkish rocket. Regular arugula is frustrating. You plant it, enjoy it for maybe 3 weeks, and then it bolts, turns unbearably bitter, and it's over. Back to square one. Turkish rocket is what arugula should have been all along. Same peppery, bold flavor, but this plant comes back every single year without you doing a thing. Its roots go deep into the soil over winter and push fresh new leaves up every spring, often earlier than anything else in your garden. In warmer climates, it barely stops producing at all. Young leaves are tender and perfect raw in salads. Older leaves have a deeper, smokier kick that's incredible tossed through warm pasta or roasted vegetables. Either way, it brings serious flavor to simple meals. And here's the part most people overlook. Turkish rocket is genuinely good for your heart. It contains natural compounds that help improve blood circulation and keep your cardiovascular system running smoothly. It's also rich in vitamin K, which your bones quietly depend on every single day. Full sun, good drainage. That's all it asks. Give it those two things once, and it rewards you for years. Plant 7, 9-star perennial broccoli. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Perennial broccoli, that can't be real. It's real, and it's kind of a game changer. Regular broccoli gives you one shot. One head, one harvest, done. 9-star works completely differently. Instead of one large head, this plant pushes out clusters of small, creamy white heads all across the plant at once. You pick one, and within days more appear. It just keeps going for up to 5 years from a single planting. Yes, it's slower to get started than regular broccoli. But here's how I think about it. A little patience in year 1 buys you 5 years of harvests with 0 replanting. That's one of the best deals in gardening. The taste is gentle and slightly sweet, somewhere between broccoli and cauliflower. It roasts beautifully, works great steamed, and kids who normally refuse broccoli tend to actually eat this one. Nutritionally, it punches hard, packed with vitamin C, vitamin K, and sulforaphane, a natural plant compound that helps your body fight inflammation from the inside out. Full sun, decent soil, a little room to breathe. That's genuinely all it needs. Plant 8, horseradish. Let me be upfront with you about horseradish. This plant has absolutely no chill. Plant one small root, and it will spread. Dig it up and leave the tiniest piece behind, and it comes back next season like nothing happened. Some gardeners contain it in pots or raised beds on purpose just to keep it from claiming the entire yard. And honestly, that's the smart move. But once you taste fresh horseradish straight from your own garden, you'll understand why people have been growing it for centuries. Greater root you just pulled from the soil and hold it next to anything from a jar at the grocery store. There's no comparison. The heat hits differently. The flavor is sharper, brighter, more alive. And beyond the taste, horseradish is genuinely good for you. It contains natural compounds that support your immune system, help clear your sinuses, and have been used as natural medicine long before the word superfood ever existed. It survives poor soil, harsh winters, summer drought, basically conditions that would kill most vegetables without hesitation. 0 replanting, 0 fuss, just consistent, fiery, flavorful harvests every single year. Choose the right spot once, then let it do its thing forever. Plant 9 wild leeks, better known as ramps. If you've never heard of them, that's normal. But the people who grow ramps, they tend to keep quiet, and that's intentional. Ramps feel like a hidden treasure. They thrive in shaded woodland-like conditions, emerging early in spring before most plants even wake up. Then, just as quickly, they vanish by early summer, retreating underground as if they were never there. But that short harvest window, it's more than enough to justify growing them. The flavor is distinctive, a bold mix of garlic and onion with a deep, earthy edge. Both the leaves and bulbs are edible. You can eat them fresh in salads, cook them into eggs, toss them with pasta, or preserve them as pickles to enjoy long after the season ends. They're slow to start from seed and prefer moist shaded soil under trees, along fences, or anywhere with soft, indirect light. But once established, ramps return reliably every spring with no extra effort. They are also highly nutritious, rich in vitamins A and C, along with sulfur compounds known to support heart health and immunity. Growing ramps isn't just gardening, it's maintaining something rare. And once you have them, you'll understand why people guard them so carefully. Plant 10. Tree collards. This is easily the most unusual plant on the list, And that's not an exaggeration. Tree collards don't just regrow. Every year they grow into small trees. Reaching 8 to 12 feet tall, they develop thick, woody stems with large leafy greens you can harvest continuously. In mild climates, they produce year-round. You simply pick what you need, and the plant keeps growing. They can live 10 to 20 years. In fact, many plants today come from cuttings passed down between gardeners for decades. Growing one isn't just about food, it's about continuing something that's already been alive for years. The taste is milder and slightly sweeter than traditional kale or collard greens, especially after cooler nights. The leaves are tender enough for salads or wraps, and they cook beautifully with simple ingredients like garlic and olive oil. Tree collards don't produce seeds, so they're grown from cuttings. That also means one plant can turn into many. You can expand your garden quickly or share with others. Give them sun, moderate water, and minimal care, and they'll feed you for years. So there you have it. 10 vegetables that completely change the way most people think about gardening. No more starting over every spring. No more watching your work disappear in winter. No more buying the same seeds year after year. These are long-term investments, slow to establish but incredibly reliable, rewarding you with fresh food for years. Here's a simple challenge. Don't try to grow all 10 at once. Choose 2 or 3 that genuinely stood out to you. Plant them this season, get them established, and observe what happens over time. A few years from now, your garden may start producing with far less effort than you expect. That's the shift from a garden you constantly maintain to one that steadily supports you. If this changed how you think about growing food, share it with someone who gardens. One person is enough. It might be exactly what they need to see. And if you haven't subscribed yet, consider it. We share practical, straightforward gardening advice each week to help you save time and money. Now I'm curious, what time are you watching and where from? Leave it in the comments. You might find others nearby thinking the same way. Until next time, grow smart, grow once, and enjoy the harvest for years.